I can't wait to see Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker later this year. Star Wars is my favorite entertainment franchise of all time, and this movie will not only conclude the sequel trilogy, but the Skywalker saga as a whole. I've noticed that there's a specific topic that has been dividing the fandom lately. I say lately because when are Star Wars fans not divided over something? This time I'm talking about the possibility of Ben Solo, aka Kylo Ren, getting redeemed at the end of Episode 9. Before I begin, I want to emphasize that I like Kylo Ren. He's my second favorite Star Wars character that was introduced in the sequel trilogy, first place being Finn. He's just a very complex, interesting character. I like how the writers and directors chose to make this generation's Skywalker the antagonist, instead of taking the easy way out and making him one of the protagonists. Yes, I know Vader was the antagonist of the original trilogy, but he was also one of the main protagonists of the prequel trilogy. I initially wanted Ben to stay on the dark side and ultimately die a villain. Again, not because I don't like him, I just thought that would be a more interesting way to go, story-wise. Not to mention that Ben was this close to turning back to the light during the events of The Last Jedi, but he ultimately goes farther down the dark side. I think Lucasfilm could use this scenario as a way of saying that Star Wars should, and will, move beyond the story of the Skywalkers. My thoughts on Bendemption, as this discussion has been called, actually changed as time went on. I started to agree with some of the arguments supporting this narrative choice. One of the main themes in Star Wars is that nobody's ever really gone. No matter how far you've fallen, you can always turn back. The stories of Anakin Skywalker, Asajj Ventress, and Alexander Kallus are all examples of this. Emphasis on Anakin Skywalker because 1, he started the saga, and 2, he did horrible things before and after turning to the dark side, yet he ultimately died a hero and became one with the Force. Something else that I noticed about this Ben Solo discourse is that people confuse redemption and forgiveness. Redemption is when one atones for horrible offenses. Forgiveness is when one is no longer resentful of others or themselves for making said offenses. Yes, there is an overlap, but getting one does not automatically mean that you'll get the other. For example, let's imagine that Anakin didn't die at the end of Return of the Jedi. Yes, he turned away from the dark side. Yes, Luke was able to forgive his father, but I highly doubt the rest of the galaxy far, far away would share that same sentiment. My ideal scenario for Ben Solo in The Rise of Skywalker is that he gets redeemed, but he doesn't automatically win everyone's forgiveness. I want him to realize the serious error in his ways and then try to learn from it. Maybe have the movie end with him going to Ahch-To as part of a self-imposed exile. This would also be a great starting point for a new story, whether in the form of a novel, a comic book series, or a television series in Disney+. Of course, there's the possibility this could not happen. Would I be disappointed? Maybe a little. But would it ruin the movie for me? Probably not. Overall, I just want The Rise of Skywalker to be a satisfying conclusion to the space opera movie saga that we all know and love. Hello, I see that you have reached the end of this video. If you liked what you just saw, you can give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter at DialogueNerdy. If you really want to, you can also ring the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video.